Anyone else?
I'd like to, go ahead. I'd like to entertain a motion in the spirit of further looking at our overall expenses that we're going through. I'd like to make a motion to hire Frost Brown Todd and authorize the execution of an engagement letter and fee agreement.
Second that motion.
Discussion?
I don't know where we're going with this, I'm sorry.
Looking for a replacement.
I'm asking Mr. Merchant, since he put it on the floor, please.
We're changing our legal counsel
For what purpose?
for the purpose of increasing the ability to stimulate cost reduction, the ability to have a more vested interest in this process. I think there's a lot of favorable things that will come about from this process that I think we'll all agree to once we see the overall growth of the Frost & Brown and how they're going to approach this process. There's a lot of positive things they bring to the table.
Okay, so let me ask you a few questions, because this is the first time I've heard about this, and for us to have such a major decision to be given no opportunity for discussion before putting a motion on the floor is inconsiderate at best.
Well, it's time now to discuss.
Well, you put it on the floor in the form of motion.
You have put that issue in the form of a motion.
Yes.
With no prior discussion by the board, and yet you say "we." Who is "we"?
Sunshine laws.
Who is "we" that now has made this determination that it's time to make a change?
The board
The majority.
gave a
Don't-
packet out of information on January 13th.
I have that packet of information in front of me, and nowhere in
Yeah.
here does it say anything about them having any experience with school boards, with any kind of education law, any workers' comp, any employment labor laws, any of that. How could that be a good thing for us?
Nor has there been an ounce of vetting process done by the superintendent and treasurer, who have responsibilities in a much grander scale than individual board members have relative to the need for legal
The
counsel.
superintendent has been given over a month to at least vet Frost & Brown and has others in that
Under whose
consideration.
direction? We have not
We've
had
not had
that
this discussion.
discussion.
Three of you have.
Under
We can't give the
whose direction?
not one individual can give direction to any employee to do anything. It has to be.
I agree.
Okay, so if you gave him direction, who gave him the direction? It's against the law for any of us to give direction to any employee.
Singularly, yes.
Singularly, correct. And if the three of you got together and did it, it's a violation of law. That's a sunshine law. We have to have a conversation, discussion in an open forum before you can give direction to anybody. Now, if your direction tonight is to give them direction to vet the process, absolutely, let's do it. But we can't jump out of the frying pan and into the fire without doing the proper thing, which is investigate it in complete transparency.
So I guess the other thing that I would mention is, I'm guessing that both in the case of Dr. Klein and Mrs. Cropper, that they currently work with legal counsel on a number of issues and are engaged
Ongoing.
with that legal counsel now. And so one of the things that you're suggesting by having a new legal counsel come in is that we're going to spend more money so that they can be brought up to speed on issues that both of these individuals are already actively involved in. To me, that makes absolutely no sense.
Let me ask you, how much does Frost, Brown, and Todd charge per hour?
They are giving us a flat fee for services. They're not going to charge an hourly rate unless
How do you
we
know
get in-
this? When has that been shared as board members? How do you know all these things? When there's
what-
been
what
no
is-
discussion
What
by
is
this
that flat
board.
rate? You're wanting to jump, let's jump.
Let's
Tell
jump.
me the rate.
Well, they're supposed to be in the range of $7,000 per month for all the, but that, we don't have unless
So
we
you
get
pay
the
the
letter.
$7,000 regardless if you use the services or not?
But there'll be, yes, that's basically what it's going to be. It won't be add-ons beyond that either. There won't be these continuous.
And how much did we spend last year paying Frost, Dave Lampy? How much did we pay, Mr. Merchant?
I'm not positive on that total
And
figure.
how do you know that
but
this would be a savings?
Because of the investigations we've done, we think that.
We?
Who is we?
We, me, and Mr., what's the attorney's name?
Maloff.
Yeah, Kevin Maloff.
Kevin
and
Maloff, who
I.
is our president of
President
the foundation, is he going to step down from that, serving
No.
in that role?
If he has to step down from serving that role, he said he would.
And what kind of experience does he have representing school districts?
He is representing the Cincinnati Public School District, Butler Tech, Bethel Tate School Districts. He represents Lebanon's school districts.
Nope,
Middletown.
nope. And he may
Well,
in
that's
the
what
area
the
of
information
construction.
that he gave us says in the
Find
packet.
it. There's the packet. It doesn't
No,
have anything.
it also says in this packet,
Construction.
very clearly, it lists the strengths of this legal counsel. And nowhere does it mention education, public education.
Banking industry, retail management,
Nowhere.
commercial lending.
It's in
And
the,
This is education.
again, I'm struggling over the fact that someone has made this decision that it's time to move forward, and yet there hasn't been an open discussion on the part of the board. You talk about transparency. Where is the transparency relative to this issue?
In Atlanta proper, a lot of work that we need to focus on because of our deficits in this district. We should be focused on where our issues are. They've been identified issues as opposed to opening Pandora's box.
And on February the 1st, we sat down as a board with the intent of vetting whatever issues anybody had.
And that
And
was not even brought up.
where in that list was anything mentioned about legal counsel?